Shalom. First and foremost, going to start out by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and others, great most, and every well, peace and blessings to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom and above all, back at it again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Getting straight to it through the spirit. All right. As the title of the lesson goes, cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Okay. And really, the type of angle that this lesson is going into is when 911 isn't there to help. Who will you call on that day? All right, because a lot of people, they're very proud, they're very arrogant because they believe that they could just call on 911 to help solve them from their problems when they want to treat somebody reckless. They want to talk to somebody crazy. Or a lot of you women especially, you put your trust in 911. All right, but this is an actual fact right here. And the brother Mayaka Allah put me onto this through the spirit. But you can actually look this up. It says, do the police have an obligation to protect you? Okay? The police have no obligation to protect you. All right? Police have a general duty for the general public, but they don't have to protect any individual person, man. All right? They're not obligated to protect any individual person. So with that being said, a lot of people put their trust in 911. All right? But that's truly a vain thing because 911 is not obligated to protect you. Okay? Truly, the wisest thing to do, all right, is to put your protection and trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? And that's just what it is. So, I don't feel like reading the whole thing, but I'm going to read it because why not? The Lord willing, the main point, I really want to just get the main point and just tap on some scripture. So I'm just going to do that instead. All right, I'm gonna just, if the Lord allows, I'm gonna just get the main point, right? But I'm gonna drop the link in the post-production, and also I'll drop it in the comment, Lord willing, because people have a hard time believing these type of things. So let me drop the link in the comments real quick. Bear with me. Shalakia. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me see if I can comment this real quick. Okay, the water of Shine. Oh man. I know. Hold on, brother. If I can't do it, then I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it when I'm able to. Let me see. Something. Okay, don't worry. You know what? No pressure. No pressure. I'm just gonna have to do it after the video gets uploaded if the Lord allows. Okay? But I'm gonna go straight to the point. It says in 2005's Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, a woman sued the police for failing to protect her from her husband after he violated a restraining order and abducted and killed their 3 children. Justices said the police had no such duty. Most recently, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit upheld a lower court ruling that police could not be held liable for failing to protect students in the 2018 shooting that claimed 17 lives at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. It says police guidelines. Police do not have protocol. It says police do have protocols for dealing with dangerous situations like the ones in Uvalde and Parkland, and these protocols emphasize the need for police to take rapid action. The International Association of Chiefs of Police, for instance, says taking action during active shooter incidents rather than waiting for specially equipped and trained officers can save lives and prevent serious injuries. Time lost by delayed action is likely to result in additional casualties. IACP, which is International Association of Chiefs of Police, provides guidance on how officers in those situations should assess how to proceed with that rapid response. No matter how they do it, it will probably be extremely dangerous. They might be risking their own lives. But as courts have determined, they have no obligation to do that. So the next time you see a police car roll by with to protect and serve, emblazoned, 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 Slovakia, on their door, keep in mind they have no constitutional obligation to do that. If you need police to protect you, all you can do is hope they will. And my source is from findlaw.com. Do the police have an obligation to protect you? So, the brother Mayaka Allah put me on to this information through the spirit of Pari Abashmashai. But with that being said, that just further helps back up the scripture. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. Let's get that scripture. Jeremiah 17:5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord. Right. Cursed be the man that trusteth in man. It says, for he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out of her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. That's right. So a man who trusts in Yahweh Shemashai will continually to be fruitful, but a person who trusts in man, they're going to be unfruitful. They're going to be dry. They're going to be cursed. Okay? And a lot of these women are going to get humbled because 911 is not going to be able to help them in that day. Because a lot of these women are proud because they can call 911. They can call Esau. All right? But when, the cops stop answering petty crimes, like if your car gets broken into, if you get raped and the police stop showing up, then what, man? What if the police only show up if somebody gets killed? And cops don't do shit nowadays anyways, man. Okay? Let's say you get into a car accident in certain places where you're at. You get into an accident and a person flees the scene, the cops ain't going after them, man. They're not wasting their time with that. So imagine when all hell breaks loose, man. A lot of these cops are going to be worried about saving their own ass and their own families. They're not going to be worried about protecting and serving. And at the end of the day, to protect and preserve really is to protect and to serve the interests of the elites, man. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. It says, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. And that's talking about a lot of our women. And that's going to also apply to Babylon the Great. But a lot of women are going to be desolate because they're not going to have any help. 2 Kings 13 and 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, man. Why? Because Pookie and Ray Ray are going to be getting killed in the streets. And a lot of these cops are not going to be there to help you women either, man. The Lord's going to humble a lot of people here in these last days, man. It says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine, man. That's right. Okay? 2 Kings 15 and 49, it says, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And that's exactly what's coming in Jacob's trouble at a mass scale. Widowhood, man. A lot of women's men are going to get put to death during the times of Jacob's trouble because they're not men of the Lord. And that's why the ratio between women or men are just going to continue to increase. Okay? And, that's why women are going to be sharing husbands in these days, in these last days to come. Because it says a man shall be a hiding place. That's Isaiah 32. Isaiah 32 and 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So a man of the Lord is going to be a place of, structure, fortitude, all right, a stronghold for women to cleave unto in these last days. Like it says how King David and his men were a wall unto the servants of Nabal, man. All right, and it's going to be the same thing. The men of the Lord are going to be a wall unto the elect. And a lot of women are of the elect. Now, I'm not saying a lot of women follow the doctrine, but there's going to be a lot of women of the elect is what I'm trying to say, because the ratio between men and women outnumber men. Okay, that's why it says Isaiah 4 and 1. And a lot of women understand this concept. That's why a lot of women, a lot of women really don't care about sharing a man. Okay? I'm not saying they don't get jealous, but at the end of the day, mature women don't care about sharing a man because they understand a man's nature. Number one, they know a man's going to be a man. And at the end of the day, they're willing to settle for the fact that if a man is taking care of them, and still treating them the way that they desire to be treated, They're willing to live with the fact that he's got another woman, man. But in Jacob's trouble, women are going to have no choice but to accept that fact. Okay? Because, you know, if a woman got something to say in those days, she could go off in the wilderness by herself, man. Okay? It's Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's right. All right? And that's exactly what it's going to be. A lot of women are going to be cleaving unto him that is the skirt of him that is a Jew, man. And they're going to say, well, the Lord is with you. All right? You know, we want to follow you, man. Okay? So like Scripture says, it's better to put your trust in the Lord than to put your trust in princes. This is Psalms 118:9. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in princes. Psalms 146:3. It says, put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Right. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, in the very day his thoughts perish, man. Happy is he that hath the power of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his God, which made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever. Okay? Which executeth judgment for the oppressed, which giveth food to the hungry, the Lord looseth the prisoners. That's right, man. So we're supposed to put our trust in Yahweh Shemashai. As the scriptures say, vain is the help of man. Okay? And even if man wanted to help you, if the Lord doesn't want man to help you, he's not going to be able to, even if he wanted to. Psalm 60:11. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Psalms 108:12. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Okay? So it's vain to put your trust in man. That's why the Lord said, woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help. Okay? Isaiah chapter 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's what a lot of our people do. They trust in Babylon, man. So woe unto the rebellious children, because they're taking counsel, but they're not taking counsel of Yahweh Shemashai. They're trying to cover with a covering, but it's not the covering of the Lord, nor of his spirit. And they're just adding sin unto sin, man. All right? Shalom, GMS Memphis Kodash 777. Proverbs 25:19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. Beautiful, brother, because, hey, you know, in the times of Jacob's trouble, if you have confidence in things that are not faithful, all right, it's of no foundation, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like a tooth, when a tooth is broken, it's real easy to break that tooth off, man. That tooth is not going to stand. All you got to do is what? Yank on it, you know, move it with your tongue, bite an apple. That thing is out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? Or like a broken foot at a joint. You can't stand properly on that, man, because it's not a true foundation. So even putting your trust in man, that's not a true foundation, man. You know? And I'm gonna have to be quick, because, you know, it's about to die on me, but through the spirit I want to get this off. This is Isaiah 30 and verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. That's right. A lot of people are going to be ashamed that they trusted in this place, and they're going to see why they should have never done it. Okay? Jeremiah 2:36. Why gaddest thou about so much to change thy way? Thou also shalt be ashamed of Egypt, as thou was ashamed of Assyria. Right, talking about being ashamed of trusting in this place, man. Okay? And the scriptures speak about how, in Lamentations, how our eyes have looked into a nation that could not save us, man. Okay? Jake steady putting their trust in this system. All right? Verse 4, his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hanes. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach, man. That's it. Beautiful. Okay? And Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. That's right, man. All right, Micah 2:10 says, why? Rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Okay? We can't rest upon this place. This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Okay? Yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Right. So the scripture say, help not a sinner. So here it is. You looking for other sinners to help you in your wickedness. The Lord is going to shut that down. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together, man. That's right. Okay? So you're going to fail if you put your trust in Egypt. You put your trust in man. All right, so just to wrap up the lesson, bring it back full circle. All right, this is actually a fact. This is an opinion or a theory. You know, cops are not obligated by law to protect you. Okay? So stop with the expectation that you expect man to help you out. And even if a cop did want to protect you because he had a somewhat of a good heart, for lack of better words, guess what? If the Lord doesn't want him to help you, he ain't going to help you, man, no matter how bad he wants to, man. So you need to put your trust in Yahweh Shai and not in man. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh, honestly, apostle of his great most and ever well. Peace and blessings to the elect nation of Israel. Shalom, Ba'al, Kwam Yashua.